My name is Gary the Numbers Guy, and I'm the leader and the founder of the biggest occult organization in the world, GG33, and I'm not on the biggest podcast in the world with Ogunti.
So Gary, you got invited to the White House, man. How did that happen?
I have people who work in the White House who are my students, and then work for Trump.
Wow.
And just networking, like you say. It's all about networking, right? Sometimes you get to network all the way to the top.
So did you meet Trump?
I've met Trump before, yes.
So like,
the first time I met Trump was October 22nd, 2016 in Cleveland, Ohio. I told that man to his face he was going to be president of the United States because of numerology and astrology. And he looked like, yeah, right, dude. I don't think he even believed he was going to be president. What
numbers made you believe that he was going to be the president?
I'm not going into that. But when it comes down to it, he's born 6/14/1946. It was 2016. I knew he was going to pull the upset. Upsets happen in monkey years. Yeah. In 2016, we had a lot of upsets. The Cavs came back from 3-1 down and beat the Golden State Warriors. By the way, I called that too.
Yeah, I see that.
You saw that one, right?
I seen that.
That was on the news. By the way, that was my biggest moment to date. Wow. Because if I fucked that one up, over. Yeah. All of this numerology, astrology, it's all over. Yeah. Because I put everything on the line when the Cavs were down 3-1 in the NBA Finals against the best team in NBA history at that time, the Golden State Warriors. If they lose, no one's ever going to let me lift that down. So that's what you have to do. If you actually want to do something in life, you got to put all the chips on the table. Not every time, but a couple times. Yeah. Because if you're that sure, it is what it is. Like, for instance, when people come up to you and they're like, this numerology stuff work? I'm like, yeah, of course it does. You got money? Yeah, I'm a millionaire. Yeah. It's that simple, okay? No one's going to respect that goddamn thing anyone says unless you got a fucking bag. Yeah. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. All that religion, all that skin color, all that gender, all that shit's aside. How much big of a bag do you have? That's all they care about.
So what are some signs that you consider will always be wealthy?
Well, if someone's born on the 28th, they're doing pretty well in life. Elon Musk is born on the 28th. Bill Gates is born on the 28th. As a matter of fact, 6 of the richest 23 people on Earth, not named Rothschild, are born on the 28th.
Who are those people?
Carlos Slim, Mr. Ortega. Well, basically 6. I don't remember all the names. Okay. People can go on Wikipedia and look it up themselves. The most valuable football franchise, most valuable sports franchise in the world, Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Founded on the 28th. Yeah. Vanguard, the richest asset manager in the world. We're not even talking about billions anymore. We're talking about trillions with a T. Wow. Founded 5/1/1975. Let's do the math for the slow people out there. 5/1/1975. Add up all together, you have 28. Steve Jobs, born 2/24, 1955, adds up to 28, started Apple. 4/1/1976 adds up to 28. So again, everything's out there. Yeah. All you got to do is start paying attention. I know that's difficult for you people who are vaccinated, who are drinking that fluoride water. I understand that's difficult for you people, but it still is what it is.
So, some people say numerology is like witchcraft. What do you think about that?
I don't understand how knowledge can be evil. Like, for instance, if you have a car and millions of people are using that car for good things. Yeah. Driving to work, making a living, driving the kids off to school. And then one person uses a car to run over people. Is the car evil?
No.
Okay, so it's the same thing with numbers, brother. And by the way, all these people who start talking this witchcraft shit, the people who are, Bible thumpers or my Muslim friends out there, if my numbers are evil, so is your fucking holy books. Because my numbers are all over your books. Yeah.
I mean, guys, like Gary, me and Gary, I just met Gary. And when I met Gary, when we was on a yacht, you basically call off everybody, personality traits, everything. And everybody was so mind blowing. Me, I never really thought like numerology, like I never really looked at it like, oh, is this legit or is it real? Is it work? It's just I wasn't sure of what it was.
Of course you weren't, because women are talking this bullshit for about 20, 30 years. Who the hell is going to listen to them? They again, there's no accountability there. When I talk about people, I actually give people examples. Boom, boom, boom. They don't give examples. They're like, trust me. No one's going to trust you. Trust has to be earned. And if you mean trust has to be earned, you have to give them concrete examples of how this stuff works.
That's true. So take us back though, Gary. How did you even get started into this whole numerology thing? Like, what motivated you? Because where you from?
Cleveland, Ohio, brother.
You from a small town?
Hey, not that small. It's still like the 40th biggest city in America. So you got a skyline there. You got 50, 40-story tall buildings. Okay. So I guess you've never been there. It's not like a cord, you know.
It's not a Miami.
Oh, no.
So we consider that a small town. So
okay, touche, brother. Touche, man. I'm kind of like LeBron.
Yeah.
I left Cleveland for Miami too.
Yeah. So
but then again, I said that was going to happen. So 2010, you can look this up on Google too, YouTube. Okay. I said LeBron James was leaving, and I was already a local celebrity in Cleveland.
Wow.
And I said he was leaving. The Cavs owner called up, Dan Gilbert.
Yeah.
And he said, LeBron's not going anywhere. He's going to let it blaze like Las Vegas. This dude tried to make me look bad.
Wow.
2 weeks later, LeBron gone. Everyone's making fun of him. They're using that interview all over Cleveland. So the guy's pissed off at me. We got a billionaire who's pissed off at me.
Yeah.
I am working at a internet station back then. Don't have my bag yet.
Yeah.
And he gets me fired. He tells the guy running the station, if you want press passes, your guy's got to go. So I'm not going to get mad at the guy. He's got to do what he's got to do for his company.
Yeah.
But he got me fired. And now it's 2010. I'm broke. I just got fired. And a billionaire just made an enemy of me.
Yeah.
I need to find a way to get even. What happens? I decide to start going out to NBA summer leagues in Vegas.
Oh, wow.
And start talking to the players, start talking, because you look at the access you can get to people. NFL, you can't get any access. And baseball, no direct access. Hockey, no direct access. But basketball, you go to the summer leagues, you can be standing right across from the players right there.
Yeah.
So I started getting cool with people who were basically on the team managing a certain player.
Okay.
And I convinced that team that they shouldn't go to Memphis, they should go to the Golden State Warriors. And without mentioning any names, this player helped them win in 2015 the NBA Finals. And without him, most likely the Warriors don't have 4 championships right now. So stop. No, it's not stuff. So even though I've met him many times, when it comes down to it, I want people to understand that, how can I put this without hurting too many people's feelings? People are very uneducated.
Yeah.
And men lie, women lie. Oh, God knows they lie. But numbers never lie. Yeah. Absolutely never. There is no, this could be 2 + 2 could be 5.
Yeah.
That's never going to happen. It's all concrete numbers. So when I actually told someone to go to the Golden State Warriors, one of the reasons I told them was, I knew they would be good.
Yeah.
But someone had to stop the Cavs.
Yeah.
Someone had to stop LeBron. Mainly, someone had to stop Dan Gilbert. So the guy who got me fired, I made sure the Warriors turned into a dynasty, and they took not 1, not 2, but 3 titles away from Dan Gilbert. And again, I got no issues with LeBron. I'm not trying to hate LeBron.
Yeah.
It wasn't done for him, but Dan Gilbert took my job away from me, got me fired. I took 3 NBA championships away from him.
Wow. Wow. So all the way from Cleveland, now you have accomplished so much in your life, brother. So how did you even just get into numerology?
9/11.
How did that started?
9/11. I woke up that day like everyone else. I see Twin Towers burning, and I think I'm watching the movie Die Hard.
Yeah.
Okay. After about 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, wow, this is real. So, I go out there, roll one up, smoke one for all the people who died.
Yeah.
And then I come back, and they're like, well, Flight 11, and it happened to be September 11th, and New York City 11 letters, the Pentagon 11 letters, I'm like, Then you start looking at the Twin Towers. They look like an 11 side by side. They both have 110 stories. I'm like, wait a second here. This is a little bit too much. At this point, I don't know anything about numerology. Yeah. It's just pattern recognition. And I'm like, wait a second. There's way too many 11s here for nothing to be going on. Yeah. And then I'm like, well, if this is real, it can't be just one event. It had to happen in other events. Yeah. Then I remember Oklahoma City, 4/19, 1995, 4/19, 1995 adds up to 38. Wow. 3/8 adds up to 11. I'm like, oh, okay. So we have another incident, and then I remember the big one, the Great War. The Great War, World War I ended on 11/11 at exactly 11 o'clock. These motherfuckers are still fucking firing bullets at each other at 10:55. At 11, it all stopped. So it was my love of history that really got me into numerology, because I was like, okay.
Why did they stop at 11?
That's something you have to ask the elite. I personally believe they stopped at 11/11/11 to make sure there'd be another war, because you can't have peace under 11. 11 is a very emotional number. You can have peace under emotional energy? No, you need logical energy to make peace. Yeah. Not emotional. Yeah. So when it comes down to it, they ended it on 11/11 at exactly 11 o'clock to make sure World War I would turn into World War II. And that's exactly what they got 20 years later. Wow.
What is numerology?
Numerology is basically the best occult tool there is. Some people can see auras. Some people are gifted that they can see auras, they can see energy. Most people are not. But we can still interpret the energy through the shapes, through the colors, through the numbers. And if you're able to do that, you can start deciphering if it's going to be a positive or a negative day for you. If you're supposed to do certain things, like on a 5-day, 5 is the number of sex. You want to have a kid? Have sex on a 5-day. So a lot of people who are having miscarriages, a lot of people who are basically not having the opportunity to have a baby because something's always going wrong. Yeah. Try the numerology. Have sex on a 5-day. Money. Everyone wants that bag. Everyone wants to make money. If you go to Walmart now, you'll notice all the prices end in 8s. Yeah. If you went to Walmart 5 years ago, all the prices ended in 9s. What changed? Me running my fucking mouth. Also, the Chinese.
What's up with 7?
Hold on. We'll get to that. The Chinese started the Olympic Games on 8/8/2008 at exactly 8:08 p.m. So they went from the 15th biggest economy in the world to the second in a matter of a few years. Yeah. Because they implemented energy, numerology with the number 8, which is all about money and abundance. So when it comes down to it, 28 is wealth, 8 is money. They have different characteristics, but it's all about having that bag. That's why you have an 8 within the 28. But basically, if you want to make money, start pricing your products in 8s. For instance, if you're selling a product for $3,600, sell for $3,599. 3,599 adds to 26, and 2 and 6 adds up to 8. You want everything to add up to an 8 because you see the big boys are now doing it. Okay. Walmart's now doing it. All of these people are now doing the same thing. Serena Williams, a couple of days ago, no, I think it was yesterday, tweeted out 8 is the best number. Why? Because she's bored at a 26. 2 and 6 is 8. Someone told her that 8 is the number of money. How we doing, Serena? But when it comes down to it, you have to understand that people up here are using this. And how do I know this? Because they call me. These are straight up billionaires. People in the house of salt, for God's sake. Who even knows how much money they have? Probably trillions. So when it comes down to it, if you want to level up in life, gain knowledge. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Learn as much as possible. And I keep telling people, numbers don't lie. So after 9/11 happened, I started, going up to people and asking their birthdays and, trying to dissect them. What I did first was I started reading all numerology books, and I started reading this stuff. It didn't hit me. I started calling these numerologists up in 2002. Yeah. All the top numerologists in the world, I called all of them up. It wasn't even that difficult because all these people were broke. Wow. They were asking me, $20 for a reading. Okay, whatever.
Were they good?
Not really. And they knew what I knew. They already knew what I knew from the internet, from the books. And then I remember I asked this person a question. Her name was Allison. She was a numerologist who was selling matchmaking advice, even though she was divorced 3 times. I'm like, isn't that fraudulent? But I mean, whatever. Typical, one of those type of broads in the astrology space.
Yeah.
And I basically asked her, Allison, 8's the number of money, right? And she's like, of course it is. I'm like, how come you don't price your products in 8s? You're selling things for 50, for 20.
Yeah.
Why not 26? Why not 53? I heard her pause for about, 45 seconds. Then she's like, oh, I never thought about that. I'm like, motherfucker, you've been at this 40 years. I've been at this for about 9 months. And you're telling me and all that time you never actually thought about applying what the fuck you're teaching people?
Wow.
So you're a fucking fraud. The second thing I noticed is all these people in this space were fucking broke. Yeah. Okay, if you're, again, I'm not trying to make fun of broke people. I've been broke. Yeah, you've been broke. We've been broke. Yeah. Okay, I'm not making fun of anybody, man. I understand what it's like to live on the other side of the tracks. Yeah. Believe me. But if numerology is that on, if numerology is that important, why the fuck are you broke? Yeah. It's a legitimate question. Yeah. So again, when people, ask me, yo, Gary, how come you're charging $1,000, $2,000 for readings? Quite frankly, because people will pay it. Yeah. And if you want a lesser quality, I'm sure there's some bum down the street who's been studying this stuff for about 2 months. Go to him. I'm sure you can get it for $20. Yeah. You get what you pay for in life, don't you?
Get what you pay for.
There you go, brother. Capitalism.
Yeah. So what's up with Joe Rogan? Because you met his dad. What happened to that? Like, what happened to that whole conflict with you and Joe?
So this is an interesting story. It was 2019 Atlantic City, and I saw that he had a comedy show. Yeah. And I'm thinking, well, fuck it. Let's try to fucking sit in the front row. Yeah. And they're like, oh, those tickets are available. I'm like, get the best tickets you can. Basically, 3 rows deep. I was right there. Yeah. And I made a bet with somebody for $10,000 that I would get on stage with Joe. Yeah. And he's like, Joe never lets anyone on stage with him. Why would he let you stay on stage? I'm like, don't worry about it. Taking the bet? He took the bet. I took $5,000 and I threw it at Joe. And I knew no one in the world was crazy enough to throw $5,000 at Joe Rogan, okay? So he picked that shit up and he's like, money? Why would you throw money at me? And then he started talking shit. So eventually I got up there and he's like, do you have anything to say, sir? I'm like, GG33. Now that's my organization's name. Yeah. He's like, numerology. So obviously he knew what the fuck it was. Yeah. So he started talking shit. Eventually, I started heckling him. I went on stage, and he just started talking mad shit with the mic. I couldn't say anything. He had the mic. Yeah. So I went in his ear. I was like, motherfucker, I'm going to get you back. Yeah. And then 2023 came along.
What is some shit that he talked about on the mic?
Just fucking, you're a moron. Numerology is like for... is like astrology for men. Just a whole bunch of bullshit. I understand he's a comedian, but, if you're going to go on stage and roast me, cool. Yeah. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to fucking get you back. And then I found out, I saw a video in early 2023. Yeah. Joe Rogan's dad saying that Joe Rogan had sugar in the tank.
Oh, wow.
You know what that means, right? So I'm like, whoa, I'm going to interview this guy. So I went all the way from this beautiful Miami to that fucking dump where Joe Rogan was born called Newark, New Jersey, dealt with white trash about all the way until I got to meet Mr. Rogan. By the way, Mr. Rogan and his daughter stand-up individuals. A lot of people around him, straight fucking trash. Yeah. But they were stand-up individuals, and Joe Rogan's dad was a cop. And basically, Joe Rogan's mom left Joe Rogan's dad and, for lack of a better term, stole her son from New Jersey and moved to California. Didn't even fucking tell him.
Oh, wow.
So again, I'm looking at from a father's perspective, some woman takes my child, that's tragic. And he said he didn't file reports because they would have arrested her and put the kid in foster home. So he said that's why he never tried to contest it. he was worried about Joe. And I mean, listen, all sounds logical.
Yeah.
And Joe goes out in there and says his father used to beat his mother. I'm like, dude.
Wow.
And here's the thing. Joe Rogan's dad was a cop, and he was getting vetted because in 95 he had to work with Giuliani. And he was cleaning up New York. So the FBI vetted this guy.
Yeah.
If he was beating women like Joe Rogan said he would, they would have found that shit out through a lie detector, through something. We're talking about the FBI vetting people.
Yeah.
He obviously didn't do it. Joe Rogan said he did. The son and father.
Why do you think Joe lied?
Oh, I mean, he's listening to his mother. He never even talked to his dad.
Oh, so he never
They don't even talk. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you're 50-some years old, like Joe Rogan is, he's born in 67, and your mom literally took you away from your dad, you're going to believe your mom your whole life? I mean, I understand at 18, 20, but dog, you're a 30, 40, 50 fucking year old man. Don't you think the guy who gave the seed to put you in here, you should give him like 10, 15, 20 minutes of your time so you guys can see what the hell is going on? What if you're a woman? I know this is strange. I know people don't believe this, but sometimes women lie. I know it's difficult to believe.
Yeah.
But sometimes women lie. Maybe you owe your dad an hour of your time to go out there and find out what actually happened, but he refuses to do that. So because he refuses to do that, that's kind of beta to me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's your dad. Wouldn't you want to confront him as a man?
Yeah.
If you actually think he would, he did. But he doesn't do any of that stuff.
Why do you think he don't want to confront his dad? Do you think he's like...
Why? I mean, the only thing I can think of is he's a coward.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Why else would you not want to confront someone, who is your father, biological father, whatever? Why would you not want to confront that man or at least hear his side of the story? Yeah. I know I would.
Yeah, that's what I had to do with even my dad, too, because me and my dad had like a falling out, too, when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And then I had what I wanted to do was fix the relationship because I was like, this guy must not like me because he never came around. So I was like, man, I don't want to talk to this guy. So I kind of understand what Joe Rogan, so basically it was kind of like my dad too, but what ended up happening was like I actually went back to actually confront the situation and try to hear his point of the story. Okay. I'm shocked that Joe's not doing that, because I think any man should do that for you to grow in life, you have to do that to heal.
I agree. I mean, I never had trauma like that, but I'm just assuming based off the type of person I am, basically you had it.
Yeah.
You confronted him.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he confront him? It just makes me think that dude's soft. Yeah. Maybe he's not strong physically. Maybe he's not soft, physically, but mentally. I mean, goddamn, dude, man, the fuck up.
That's crazy. So let's talk about some celebrities that's out there, right?
Let's do it.
And let's see, what's some numerology thing that's with them? Like, let's Jake Paul for an example.
Jake Paul.
Why do you think he's so successful?
Can you? I don't remember his birthday. I know he's a Capricorn.
What is Jake Paul's birthday again?
I don't remember. I know he's born in January. I just forgot. I know it's 97. Oh, okay. January 17th, 97. So he has the same birthday as Dwayne Wade. And people born on January 17th had star-like ability.
Yeah.
I honestly, I like Jake.
Yeah.
It's his brother.
What you don't like about his brother?
What? You kidding me?
What don't you like about him?
Logan?
Yeah.
No, let's start. He fucking frauded people with Crypto Zoo.
Okay.
He basically hired a whole bunch of people he didn't vet. If you hire people and you don't vet them, whose fault is that? Yours.
Yeah.
So he hired a whole bunch of people to make some kind of crypto community for him.
Yeah.
He basically went haywire. The people he vetted stole the money.
Yeah.
And basically he was like 1.3 million stolen from his fans.
Wow.
So let me ask you something. If you fucked up, even though it's not 100% your fault, it's the people who did it.
Yeah.
But they did it in your name. You lost people $1.3 million. If you're worth $250 million, aren't you just going to take that money out your pocket and be like, yo.
Yeah, if you're worth that amount.
Why the fuck didn't that bitch ass dude do it then? He's worth $250 million. And that motherfucker wouldn't return 1.3 million. Greedy fucking swine. That's what he is.
Wow.
Second.
Yeah.
Do you allow your girl to embarrass you?
No.
Your girl knows how to act a certain way. That's not going to make you look bad in public. She might say something to you behind closed doors, but she's not going to do it in public, right?
Nope.
Logan Paul's girl has not only been with Leonardo DiCaprio and a bunch of other A-listers, she's literally been with like 60, 70 people in Hollywood.
Wow.
This is a woman, to be frank, is a whore.
Yeah.
If you're worth $250 million, are you going to marry a woman like that?
Probably not.
Probably?
No.
Probably?
No.
Okay,
no.
You're not.
No, of course not.
Because,
of course
see,
not.
A man, he respects women who have a clean past.
Yeah.
Women want men with a good future.
Yeah.
Men don't care. Men don't need women to make the money for them.
Yeah.
At least if you're not a bitch ass dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Men don't need women to make money for them.
Yeah.
You know, your girl, what? She's taken care of, right?
Yeah. She's staying at home.
Okay. My girl's a stay at home too. Because when you have your woman go to work, then she's going to have stress.
Yeah.
When they have stress, they pick up masculine qualities. And then you want them to come home and fucking cook dinner for you? What the fuck?
Stuff.
Exactly. She has a work to do. So if you want that woman to be feminine, if you want your woman to so-called take care of the house and take care of the kids, make sure you earn enough money to get it done. As a fucking man. Yeah. As a man, earn enough to get the shit done.
Yep.
Okay? Now, Logan, $250 million. He's probably going to be a billionaire.
Yeah.
You want a whore to represent you, bro? Every place you go, you have to worry about, I'm introducing her to this dude. Maybe she slept with him before.
Yeah.
Okay? You cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. You could put a man on the moon, even though people question that. You can fucking do anything you need. You're not turning a hoe into a housewife. Flat the fuck out. So Logan, to me, is not only a piece of shit for Crypto Zoo. Yeah. He's not only a piece of fucking trash because he doesn't give a damn if his girl has been passed around. I mean, can you imagine that? Your girl is passed around.
I wouldn't even want her.
Exactly. But Logan doesn't care. What does that tell you about that?
He don't care?
I mean, the only thing I can
Is he using her for status symbol?
No, he's way more famous. The only thing I can think of, because when you talk about a man who has 250 mil, you can pretty much get any girl he wants. The only thing I can think of is this broad is so experienced.
She's so experienced.
She's had so much practice.
Yeah.
She's really good at what she does. Yeah. I can't think of any other reason. Yeah. Can you?
Hell no.
So obviously, you know what I'm saying?
She's mind fucking him or something.
She's a vet.
Yeah.
She's a veteran.
Yeah.
Okay? So when you have a veteran and you have a man who doesn't give a fuck about how many times she's been ran in like a fucking train, well, that's what happens. Now, again, Jake, on the other hand, I think he's a stand-up dude.
Yeah.
But Logan said that he could beat Jake's ass at boxing.
Who do you think will win?
Of course, Jake would win. Oh, by the way, Logan, if you have any issues with me or anything I say, I'm willing to put $500,000 right now that Jake whoops your ass. I will put $500,000 cash.
And he going what Jake?
We'll pick out the date. Logan Paul, I got $500,000 on your fucking brother that he will beat the shit out of you. As a matter of fact, I think he's going to take TKO your bitch ass. So again, if you want to take the bet, $500,000, bro. I know that's Trump change for you. Yeah. I know that. But, I mean, don't you want to prove that you're better than your brother? Don't you want to actually prove it? Because everyone doubts you. Just like they doubt your girl's fucking virginity. People doubt you. So again, you have a fucking whore as a goddamn future wife. Do you want everyone to know you as the second best Paul? Because that's the way I look at you right now. By the way, if you ever fucking see Prime, like fucking pour that shit down the drain, fucking garbage.
You had some Prime before?
No, I don't drink piss.
So you don't like Prime?
No, that's Logan Paul's drink.
You've never drunk it ever?
I smelled it. It smelled like shit. So, you know, sometimes when you walk around New York,
yeah,
you hit that wrong spot and it smells like piss.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of Prime.
So wow. So Prime is not a good drink to drink.
Nah.
How much did they sold? I think they
didn't sell any. No, he's trying to do what 50 did. When he did with his vitamin water, sold it for 300 milli to either Coke or Pepsi. So that's the route he wants to go.
Yeah.
It might work out for him. I mean, listen, whoever his business manager is, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, because I seen them. They had like a lot of views off their promotion.
He is a very, very remarkable guy. There's no doubt about it. You know, but he's the type of guy who's going to be a Democrat.
Yeah.
He's the type of guy who's going to be woke. He's the type of guy who's going to, you know, be supporting Joe Biden.
Yeah.
I don't think much of people like that. I really don't. I mean, I understand some people don't like Trump. He says some very interesting things, which I don't agree with. But, I mean, Pat is a fucking pedophile.
Wow.
So, I mean, you got a guy over here who says mean things and is an asshole. Then you have a pedophile.
Wow.
I mean, at some point, people need to stop being idealists. You have a lesser evil. You literally have a lesser evil. I'm not saying Trump is a fucking saint. God knows I'm not a saint.
Yeah.
Trump. One day I'm gonna have to explain to my child why I was so supportive of a man who fucking cheated on all three of his wives. You know. So again, I'm not saying Trump is some kind of saint, but compared to Biden, motherfucking saint.
Yeah.
Compared to Biden, he's a saint.
Trump got everybody paid though.
That's brother, capitalism.
I mean, prior to Trump even being president, like I used to actually listen to Trump books in business. Mm-hmm. You know, I love his business books, and that's really something I love about him because he was a businessman. So, like, I want to talk about what's someone call it, Fresh and Fit. So,
what about him?
So, what do you think about Fresh and them? I heard their ad platform got like shut down and stuff on YouTube. What do you think about that? They got
demonetized.
Yeah, what do you think about them getting demonetized? I saw them crying. Like, what do you think about that?
I think they'll get remonetized this year.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think out of their message that really got them demonetized?
It's one of two things. It was either them talking shit about Logan Paul, and since they have a very big platform, Logan Paul shut them down because you know he's like one of those protected guys on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know he makes him a lot of money, so he called someone up and they probably got him demonetized. Or two was for having anti-Semite Nick Fuentes on. So it's either one of those two.
What do you mean by say that again?
Anti-Semite. Nick Fuentes says a lot of negative stuff about people who are Jews.
Yeah.
Saying the Holocaust didn't happen.
So it's now about the woman and stuff like that.
It could be. It's either one or two. It's either because of Logan Paul or Nick Fuentes. If it's because of Logan Paul, I can assure you they'll be reactivated. If it's because of Nick Fuentes, well, you know, gotta be careful who you let on sometimes.
Wow. So from 1 to 33, what does those different numbers mean to you?
1 is male energy. So when people born on the 1st, 10th, 19th, 28th, they have more leadership ability. 2 is feminine energy. So when people are born on the 2nd, they tend to have more feminine qualities, even if they're a man. If they're a woman and they're born on the 2nd, woo, that body, woo, they got it going on. People born on the 3rd, 12th, 21st, and 30th, they're the ones who are the comedians. Chris Rock is a 3 life path. A lot of the popular people out there today tend to be 3s who are funny. 4 is the number of Law and Order. So, for instance, whenever it's the 4th, 13th, 31st, start noticing around how many more police are pulling people over.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, if you're fucking doing dirt, best take the 4 day off because the boys will come see you. You're much more likely to be arrested that day under 4 energy.
Yeah.
5 is the number of looks, number of travel. So if you're traveling, good day to do is under 5 energy. 5's number of sex, number of looks. So a lot of good-looking women are born on the 5th, 14th, 23rd. As a matter of fact, of the top 100 models of all time, supermodels, 30% of them were 5s.
Yeah.
So again, you know, when you think about percentages, 1 out of 9, that's 11%. So when you have something at 30%, that's almost 300% higher than anything else. So it shows you that it beats the standard of the median, what it should be. So there's obviously something there. 6 is number of home and family. For all the guys out there who say, oh, women don't want to have babies, they don't want to be stay-at-home moms, find someone born on the 6th, 15th, 24th. You'll eat your words. 7 is the number of the genius. Genius starts with G. G is the 7th letter. So people born on the 7th, people born on the 16th, people born on the 25th have higher intelligence. 8 is the number of money. 8, people born in the 8th. Sneeko, example. He was broke, now he has a bag.
Why you think Sneeko was, when he was broken, he have a bag because of his number?
Yeah, of course. He's born in the 8th. So people who are born in the 8th, they usually tend to be poor, and then they grow up and they start having that bag.
So like they have to have 8 in their number. Like
yes.
Me, so like me, I was born the 18th of February.
Not the same.
Not the same. So what would be considered my sign?
I need your whole birthday. You're a 9, if I remember. 2/18/96.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a 9. You're also born in the year of the rat. Basically, you got a good mouthpiece. You're pretty good at. What do you want me to say in your podcast?
Let's hear it.
You're good at manipulation.
I'm good at manipulation.
You're good at manipulation. Doesn't mean you're going to do it in a bad way all the time. Sometimes people aren't as smart as you, and you have to fucking lead them down the right path. But you don't always want to explain everything you're doing, A, B, C, or D. So you basically have to tell someone, do this. They don't understand what they're doing, but at the end it helps them out. Yeah. Does that make sense? It's still manipulation.
Okay.
If you're putting someone,
good at having conversation.
Yeah, anything. But if you're steering someone in a direction, even if you're doing it for a good reason, it can be manipulation. Yeah. But manipulation isn't always a bad thing. Yeah. I mean, your thing is networking, brother. You know everybody.
Yeah.
You know everybody.
Yeah.
You literally know everybody.
Yeah.
And that's your thing in life. That's what rats are. The guy who I have who works for Trump and is my student's a rat too. Yeah. So I call my dude. He fucking calls people in the Trump camp. Yeah. And he's a rat like you. So they know it's. So rats are good to have around because they have a big, vast network. Yeah. A whole bunch of different people. Yeah. So again, one person from this genre, one person in this genre, and you're always in the middle.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. So where was that number 8?
8's the number of money. 9 is the number. I don't talk too much about 9s.
Why you don't talk about 9s?
Because every other numerologist about them is wrong. So why would, and they're just going to copy me. So I kind of keep that shit a little bit hidden. Okay. Because at the end of the day, everyone just copies me anyway.
So give us one tip for the guys on here. You don't got to talk about all about 9s.
I did. I know. He's a 9. So basically, remember I told you yesterday the ability to adapt.
Oh yeah, the ability to adapt.
You can adapt to any situation, anything. Yeah. That's a 9 trait. Okay. I don't go into other 9 traits. Yeah. I'll tell you a little bit off camera, but the reason I don't do it is because they're all wrong. Like for instance, the books and the websites, they all say 9s are humanitarians. 9 is the number of the humanitarian. Yeah. Is Joseph Stalin a fucking humanitarian? He put 50 million people in the ground. Wow. Is Heinrich Himmler, the guy who ran the SS, the guy who put people in concentration camps and fucking, is he a humanitarian? So again, they're not all 9s are humanitarians. Some are, just like anyone else. So you have to be very, very careful about the numerology in books and on websites.
It could be misleading.
If it's free, it's most likely free for a reason because it has no value.
Yeah. So it's misleading.
Yes.
Well, I noticed a lot of content was out there that was free are really misleading content.
That's the whole point of it being out there. It's psyop.
So let's go back to the numbers though. Let's go back to the numbers. Let's finish the numbers. So you was at 9.
We did 9. Next 10. One is 11.
No, 11.
10 reverts back to 1. 0 is 1. So 11 is when you call master number. 11, 22, and 33, they're at a different frequency. And the 11s are usually the ones who have the most charisma. As a matter of fact, Joe Rogan is born on the 11th. Yeah. Top podcast in the world. Who's the kid who's running the streets here in Miami? Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross is born on the 11th. Yeah. So again, we have the 2 top guys, different ages, and they're both running. So you think I'm not done yet. Go ahead. When it comes down to the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro, he is 11 life path. So it's not just with people who are 11s who are good at the talk show thing. Yeah. President Barack Obama's an 11.
Oh wow.
And that boy had a mouthpiece. I don't care what anyone says. Barack Obama had. Well, I'm not a big fan of his. Yeah. But when it comes down to it, I can respect people who I don't like. Why? Because I know they have skills. Barack Obama is the best, absolute best. Yeah. mouthpiece in the world today. And you're talking to a guy with dicks. He's got a pretty good one himself. So again, for me to say that, no, he might be a homosexual, but at the end of the day, he's still very, very good at running his mouth. And by the way, I'm good friends with his brother Malik.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's an 11, Kobe's an 11, Kyrie's 11. So think about this. Yeah. Michael Jordan 11 mentored Michael Jordan 11 mentored Kobe Bryant in 11.
Yep.
Kobe an 11 mentored Kyrie Irving as 11. 11, 11, 11. So they're really good athletes. They're really good at, basically getting an audience. They're good at charisma.
So you think when, like you said that he mentored all those 11s, like so you think when they're looking for recruits, they're like,
no. They don't know anything about it. That's the point.
So it's programmed through their subconscious mind.
In a sense, yes. They don't know anything about it, but their subconscious mind picks up on it. 100.
Oh wow! So their subconscious mind just steer them the amount of the people that they should be around.
Well, I mean, listen, 11s get along with 11s.
Yeah.
22 is the number of the master builder. People who are 22s are really good at architecture. They're really good at building up other people. For instance, Bill Parcells, who I consider the best coach of all time. He's born on the 22nd. If you look at his coaching tree, he is the guy who put Bill Belichick on. And Bill Belichick put other people on. But it all started with Parcells, born on the 22nd. America, I mean, its first president wasn't Benjamin Franklin. Yeah. Benjamin Franklin's on a $100 bill, and that's the sexiest motherfucker alive. You know what I'm saying? I always tell my wife, man, that's the sexiest man alive, right there. Yeah. Pretty motherfucker, man. But the whole point is, he's not the guy who started this country.
Who did?
The guy who's the first president, George Washington.
Yeah.
And George Washington is born on the 22nd. He helped build America. Now, who was a superpower before America? USSR, Soviet Union. Who built that? Vladimir Lenin, born on the 22nd. So the last two guys who built up the last two superpowers, both born on the 22nd. 22 is the number of master builder. 33 is the number of influence. That's why Jesus Christ died when he was 33 years old. And they made sure to associate that number with him because he's the most influential dead man in the world.
Wow. That's insane.
Freemason order goes up to 33 degrees too. The interesting thing about that is the Freemasons put a Fahrenheit system in America, where the rest of the world uses Celsius.
What was that system?
And the reason they put it in is very interesting. So under 32 degrees, water is frozen. But at 33, it's liquefied. So that basically means when you reach that 33-degree energy, a lot more possibilities are open to you. You become more enlightened.
How do you reach that energy?
Oh, brother. A lot of lifetimes, man. You got to be reincarnated quite a few times.
So you believe in reincarnation?
You got to be a moron not to.
What
By the way, my Muslim brothers don't believe in that too much. It's fucking bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So here's the thing. I believe there's old souls and there's young souls.
Yeah.
And people don't have the same mission. Some people are not meant to be great.
Yeah.
Some people are just meant to be the mothers or fathers or brothers or sisters of great people. They're supposed to be that support network for it. Yeah. Not everyone could be the fucking superstar. There's true. One Michael Jordan, and there's a Steve Kerr, there's Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, but there's one fucking Michael. And everyone knows their role. Everything works so beautifully.
Yeah.
So not everyone can be the man.
Yeah.
That's one thing people don't understand. Not everyone can be the fucking man, but everyone wants to be the man.
Yeah.
The thing about numerology and astrology, it'll tell you who the man is. 100%.
What was the beginning of numerology? Like, when was
a lot of people will say it's Pythagoras, but I don't quite believe that. I think there were people before Pythagoras. If you look at the Muslim religion, even though they say, astrology and all that's haram, they have a moon as their symbol. So, I mean, you can say whatever you want about that. The Christians, I don't have the same respect for the Christians that I do the Muslims, even though I'm Jewish.
Yeah, why don't you respect the Christians?
Well, I do if they're in Russia, if they're in Poland, if they're in Hungary. But I don't respect the Christians because a motherfucker can go down the street and start talking shit about Jesus. They won't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Homosexuals can go down the streets with parades, and the Christians will turn the other cheek. Okay. Muslims don't do that shit.
Yeah.
So I have more respect for the Muslims because they actually
defend their God.
To a point. Where people over here, they're fucking soft, bro. And again, those missionaries that were going out in the 1700s, woo, they did some damage.
What kind of damage do you think they did?
Oh, they indoctrinated a lot of people. Quite a few people.
What some things that they did to indoctrinate people?
Oh, for instance, they will go somewhere and they'll start giving people free food. And they're like, oh, I didn't give it to you. They gave it to you, but here's this Bible. Read this.
Yeah.
If you want more food, if you want a job, spread the gospel.
Yeah.
And notice how it says gospel. You're spreading a spell. So again, all religions are guilty of this.
Wow, gospel.
All religions are guilty of this. I'm not specifically picking on Christians. The reason I'm saying this is because Christians are the softest. Okay. They will allow, especially the ones in Canada. Oh my God, they'll let anything go over there.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Well, how do you know like the different? Like you said, country, Canada, you like this other place.
Oh,
like,
well, I study this stuff.
Okay.
If you go down in Russia and you start talking shit about Jesus, someone's going to whoop your ass.
Yeah.
If you go to Romania or Poland, talk stuff about Jesus, you're going to get your ass whooped.
Yeah.
You go to the UK, nothing. You go to America, nothing. They don't care here.
Yeah.
They're soft.
Why do you think they're soft though? Like what makes Americans so soft that they don't want to defend
a lot of men in America were raised by single mothers, and it's and some men can do it, but no woman can teach a boy how to become a man.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I'm privileged not because I'm white. I'm privileged because I have a father and a mother.
Yeah.
And that's a privilege that a lot less Americans have. And when you don't have a father and a mother, it becomes difficult to get the most out of your child.
Yeah.
He's not disciplined. I don't think it's a race thing. I'd never thought it was a race thing.
Yeah.
Because I've seen, white people in the hood who are fucking wilding out.
Yeah.
And I've seen black people who have a lot of money who are acting exactly how everyone else's neighborhood's acting.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's skin color.
Yeah.
I do believe that within skin colors, there are some people who are a little bit smarter than others, like the Nigerians, in my opinion, are the smartest black people.
Why do you think the Nigerians are the smartest black people?
Go check their IQs, bro. These people are smart.
Yeah, they're smart.
A smart mother. The richest black man I know is a Nigerian worth about 300 mil.
Who's that?
I'm not telling.
What do you think about Don Cote?
What's that?
Don Cote.
I don't
Aliko.
know. I don't. Who?
He's like Aliko. He's like the richest African man in the world.
I don't know his birthday.
It's like worth.
Can you find his birthday for me?
So Aliko Don Cote birthday is So Don Cote, his birthday is actually April 6th, 1956.
April 6th.
1956.
1956. Okay, so he's a 3. Did he make it off entertainment and networking?
So no, Aliko, it's April 10th, 1957.
Let's see, that makes a big difference.
Yeah,
he's having a tough year this year.
Yes, April 10th.
He's having a tough year this year because he's a rooster and this is the year of the cat, his enemy sign. Start paying attention to him. He's going to take an L this year.
Wow.
He's 100% going to take an L this year because if you're in your enemy sign, just like I told you, when your enemy sign hit, he had a
you said I should stay low.
Exactly.
It was like when my enemy signs hit, I should stay low because that's not going to be the best time.
No, and it doesn't matter who you are. Again, the prime creator, God, the matrix, whatever you want to call it, he put in the system, make sure no one gets too powerful.
Yeah.
Once every 12 years, no matter who you are, how much you know, what you have, how much money you have, you take an L.
Yeah.
Once every 12 years.
2020 was my best year, and you called it.
Of course I did.
You called it. You was like,
I didn't know you. I met you yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know you from anywhere. And I'm just breaking you down and shit like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
I mean, but see, everyone in that room fucking see me do that so many times. That's why they're not fucking all-star. But, you know, that's why they were all shocked, because everyone knows when I do that stuff. Yeah. I mean, listen, if you guys think I'm a fraud, we can, this is what I tell people.
What do you tell us? What do you tell skeptics, right?
This is what I tell people, okay? I don't want to care about you brokies. If you guys brokies think I'm a fraud, whatever.
Gary is 100% legit.
So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go hit Miami Beach.
Yep.
I'm going to put a fucking blindfold on me.
Yep. Because we're going to go together.
I don't want people to say I'm some kind of mentalist and I'm just looking at people and making observations. By the way, when you say that, you're basically saying I'm a genius. Yeah. Okay. But that's not what I'm doing. So I'm going to put a blindfold on.
Yeah.
And we're going to go up to random people and you're going to ask them on camera to give them my birthday. I'm not going to see them and I'm going to read them like a book. And you're going to bring dime pieces to me and you're going to bring fucking nasty ass whores to me. And I'm going to fucking tell you exactly what they are by not even looking. I'm going to tell you who the good looking ones are and who aren't just by their birthday.
Wow.
I'm going to get that done.
And we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that.
On the counting fellows.
Yes.
You're born in 91, right?
So Al's in the background. Right now. So Al, you was born when? 1991. So read Al real quick.
People who were born in 91 had a challenging 2021, but this year things should start going more their way. And the reason that they went more their way is because you're born in the year of the goat, and this is the year of the cat. And the cat and the goat are in the same triad. They work very well together.
Wow.
And 2021 was your enemy because that's the year of the ox and you're a goat. And oxes and goats are enemy signs. Example, Russia was founded in 1991, year of the goat. NATO was founded in 1949, the year of the ox. Ox, goat, enemies, war.
So what do you think my year was on this?
2027. Do you have any kids? That's when you should have a kid. Mm-hmm. I tell people in the royal family when they have kids.
But you said have kid on the 5th day.
What do you think is carrying more like on the machine? So what did I?
Okay. You are a one life path. So you can't be passive in life. You have to be aggressive and you have to do what you believe. And you can't be lazy, bro. You got to work hard. I know you're not. You're a hardworking man. Yeah. But you really have to be opinionated. You can't be shy. You got to tell people exactly what you think. There's certain people who can get away with things. Certain people can't. You're one of those people who can be get in people's face and they will take it from you because they respect your aura of authority. Does that make sense to you? No. So again, this is how it works.
So what's the angel numbers?
People believe when they see 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, it's angels, or lack of a better term, God talking to them and stuff like that. I don't take the same perspective. I look at this as a matrix, and people who are NPCs, people who don't have souls, they're going to think everything's a coincidence. They're going to think that, you know, if they see repetitive numbers, it doesn't mean anything. But the people with souls, the people have a yearning for a deep understanding. Like, listen, this is way, way too, it happens way too often.
Yeah.
And they look for a deeper meaning. So people like us, people who have souls, they're going to see those numbers and they're going to want to see a meaning behind it, where most people, are going to be like, oh, this doesn't mean anything. But here's the thing. While some numbers mean the same thing to the same people, some numbers don't mean the same thing to different people because they're going through different experiences. Number 8 deals with money, the number 8 deals with karma. One person sees the number 8, another person sees the number 8. One might deal with money, one might deal with karma. So you have to distinguish between exactly what it means based off what that number and energy represents.
Wow. So what are the most? So you became really famous from.
I'm not really famous.
I mean, you're famous.
I got a couple people who know my name.
You're famous. I consider you being really famous.
No, really famous is Barack Obama. Really famous is Donald Trump. Really famous is Andrew Tate.
What do you think about Andrew Tate?
What I think about Andrew Tate? Piece of fucking trash.
Why do you think he's trash?
Well, because me and him were going at each other in 218, 219, and that son of a bitch got me suspended off Twitter. And that suspension cost me probably a couple mil. So yeah, he took a couple mil out of my pocket. But again, just because I don't like a man doesn't mean I'm going to lie about a man. So I'm going to make this abundantly clear. That's the difference between men and women, by the way.
Yeah.
See, if a man doesn't like somebody, he can still look at someone and be like, I respect you for this. I respect you for this. If a woman doesn't like you, oh shit. She doesn't like the way you look, the way you talk, the way you walk, what you drive, what you wear. She hates everything about you.
Yeah.
A man can still respect someone he hates. So I respect him for what he did. He became very, very famous in 2022. By the way, 2022 is the year of the tiger. He's born 1986, the year of the tiger. So, you know, the same year as Sneeko. Sneeko came up last year, 2022. He's born 98, the year of the tiger. Mr. Beast, born 98. Last year, got $1 billion evaluation. Even Tom Cruise, born 1962, the year of the tiger. Boom! First Top Gun movie, 1986, year of the tiger. Next Top Gun movie, 2022, year of the tiger. He is the highest paid actor in Hollywood last year. Boom. So this stuff works. And again, people who say this stuff doesn't work, you're not doing enough research. Yeah. Because how is it possible? I'm just throwing all these facts. You can check me yourself.
Yeah.
You can go on Wikipedia. You lazy people out there who talk all this shit about me. I'm a fraud. I'm this. Why don't instead of you take a minute little bit of that energy and go in and do some fucking research, do some fucking work. And then maybe you'll realize this is real and you're a moron and you might want to become a better man. I don't know. All I know is all these people were hating on me. At least my wives ain't looking in my eyes with shame. Yeah. Your kids, you haters, your eyes, your kids, your relatives look at you with shame because you're a broke ass motherfucker, and no one's gonna respect a broke ass bitch in this fucking world, no matter how much you think you know. Get your shit together.
So Gary, what would Christians think about this though?
Probably think it's devil worship. Yeah, okay.
Why do you think they would think it's devil worship?
I mean, listen, the Bible has been rewritten a lot of times. And I don't believe in the first interpretation of the Bible and anything negative about numerology and astrology. But see, let's say me and you are part of the elite. Yeah. And we know numerology and astrology works, but we kind of want to keep that shit to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to it, we making big bags off this. We don't want these plebs knowing anything about this. But there's going to be some smart people who figure it out. Yeah. So what we have to do is put fear in them. Yeah. We have to say that if you actually study this stuff, you're going to hell. Now, just like I said, just like I said before, people fear. People fear. And fear keeps people, of course, fear keeps people in check, bro. Yeah. A lot of these people are self-checked, just like a lot of these people on YouTube. By the way, is it going on YouTube? Yeah. I guess I'll pass that one. A lot of these people who use social media are very, very dependent on monetization. Yeah. They need that monetization money, which means they can't say certain things because they will be demonetized. Yeah. So exactly. So what happens is you're self-checked. You keep yourself in self-check. That's what these people out here who are Christians, they keep themselves, and I don't want to just pick on the Christians. It's Jews, it's Buddhists, not so much Hindus. Hindus are really on this shit, India. But people just need to expand their minds. Like, for instance, you have to question your belief system. You think I just started talking about numerology? No, I question this stuff. Yeah. I question this. I'm like, if this is going to work, that means this and this is going to happen. And it did. And it kept happening over and over and over. So I question my belief system. I challenge every single one of you, no matter what your religion, no matter what you believe in, challenge your own belief system. Yeah. Like I did. And then see if it stands the test of time. You don't ever need a critic to bring something up that you didn't challenge yourself with. Remember that. If a critic brings something up that you didn't challenge yourself with, that's soft, bro. Do better.
That's true. That's true. So what would Muslims think about this?
I got a lot of Muslims on the team, bro. I got a lot of, Yusuf, he's on that stuff. So again, I got a lot of Muslims on the team. I believe in a lot of the same stuff that Muslims believe in. Yeah. I don't drink alcohol. I mean, did you see me drink anything in the boat?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, I don't drink alcohol. You saw me smoke a lot, though. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, got to put one in the air, man. Yeah. That's kind of like a religious thing to me, man. Yeah. Plus, people think, I smoke weed because I want to get high. No, I don't smoke weed to get high. The reason I smoke weed is I don't want to be a terrorist.
What do you mean you don't?
I don't want to be a terrorist. Because, see, here's the thing. If I don't smoke weed for me, I smoke it for you. Because if I don't smoke weed, I might get violent. And what I mean by getting violent is you see all this negative shit in society. Yeah. I probably want to do something about it. But because I smoke a little bit, and I got myself a wife, and I got myself a couple kids, I would just sit back and do podcasts instead. A little different. But yes, if I didn't have a wife and kids, if I didn't smoke, I'd probably pick up arms against the government. Not just specifically this government.
Why would you pick up arms against the government?
Because there's only one thing to actually change things, and that's through force. There's one movie, I don't use many movie lines, but there's one I always like to move. The world only makes sense when you force it to. Wow. The world only makes sense when you force it to. And I decided I'm going to shove numerology and astrology down people's throats. And again, I'm not the first numerologist. I'm not the first astrologer.
I mean, but you're the most popular numerologist.
Yeah, but I did that myself. Like, for instance, people who know me, they don't even know any other numerologists. All the numerologists who are under me, either they're on the team or they want to attack me for clout, just like anyone in Red Pill attack Tate to get clout. Yeah. So no one will ever dominate their field the way I do. Yeah. Okay? Again, when it comes down to the best of the best, Michael Jordan, the best of the best, a guy like Tom Brady. Yeah. They were great, but they didn't dominate like year in and year out. Yeah. I mean, Michael Jordan didn't beat the goddamn teams by himself. He had 4 other people out there with the court with them. Yeah. So no one is ever going to dominate their profession the way I dominate numerology. I did what 50 said he was going to do to the rap game. Yeah. Remember that? He said he was going to put this shit out lock. Yeah. I actually did, my man.
I mean, you are everywhere, especially TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. I've never met a bigger numerologist. You're the first numerologist I ever met in my life.
You probably don't have any interest in it. So, listen, it's not just numerology I'm interested in. It's world history, politics, those things, and sports gambling. That interests me too. But there's so much stuff out here. And I just don't understand how people are so fucking lazy. They don't want to do any research themselves. They would just rather criticize.
What do you think holds people back from doing research?
Lazy.
Lazy.
Don't
you think like they're like, because a lot of people, 90% of the world out there, we're millionaires, right? But 90% of the world, people out there, they work 9-to-5 jobs, so they never have time to actually go study. What would you say your studying came because you have to put that time, you have to take that time out?
Well, I did things differently. I went to prison in 1998 because I knocked out a cop.
Okay.
KO'd the motherfucker. If I ever run for president, it's going to get me half the black vote. But when it comes down to it, I came out of that and I was broke, and I discovered numerology around 9/11. Yeah. And I started selling marijuana, not to live like a baller, but just so I could survive. Yeah. And I would just smoke weed all day and just study. And I did that for like 3.5 years, bro. Yeah. I did it for a long time. You don't just get this good by, reading a book. That's true.
Everything with mastery, because I look at it like for me, when I was getting into internet marketing, it really took me like at least like 3-4 years for me to really like.
Did you have a mentor?
Yeah, of course.
And I had no mentor.
How'd you do it? Do books? But books can consider mentorship.
But no, because I threw all the books away in 2002 after I told you I talked to that woman and she didn't even know how to apply it. Yeah. At that point, I threw everything away. And what I started doing was I started just going up to people and asking them what their birthday is. What's your birthday? What's your birthday? And because I did that over 30,000 times, wow, you start picking up on things that no one else even knows to look for. So I know things about people based off their numbers that no one else would know, because no one else is crazy enough to go up to 30,000 fucking people. I mean, you want to talk about crazy shit. I used to go to cemeteries, not on any voodoo shit.
Yeah.
But I used to just basically go to cemeteries, smoke some weed, and just see okay, this person was born this day. Can I figure out why this person died this day?
Yeah.
And I just go around in the cemetery for about 4 or 5 hours trying to figure out, okay, this person lived and he died this day. Can I explain why this happened?
Yeah.
And I kept challenging myself. And now I'm to the point where I can predict death of someone within the year. Not the day, not the month, but within the year, about 65% accurate.
Wow. Who's a big star that's going to die?
I'm not putting that out there. Come on. There's certain things I won't go.
Okay.
I don't need clout that bad.
Okay.
But I appreciate you asking the question, man.
Okay. So
what can you know? What can it be? What?
It's more, what can't I read?
So
when you say what I can, what I can't, that would be like, I don't know what you're gonna have for breakfast today. You know, I don't know. You know, I can't read minds. I don't know what you're thinking. What I do know is, okay, this person is aggressive. This person is passive. This person is attractive. This person is rich. This person's a fucking asshole. This person's a beta male. This person's a fucking whore. This person's a great fighter. Yeah, I could tell if people are going to make it big or not.
So go ahead.
Okay, let me just step back for a second. I met my man over there yesterday when I met you.
Yeah, exactly.
Did I not tell you the exact year you started making money? Okay, so I didn't know you from anything, and just based off the birthday, I told you the exact year you're gonna start making money, right?
That's true.
All right, brother, look at me. I know what you want to ask me without you even asking me. Okay, you want to know if you're gonna be rich? No.
Trying to blow it. I mean, I understand.
Everybody's asking question for the back today.
2021 was my hardest years. My hardest years was 2012.
You want to know why 2012 is your hardest year?
No, I want to know, trying to prove everything going and how correct what you see is.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I see with you. Okay. I think you're gonna be a very rich man.
Come in the camera so they can see.
Yeah, let them see.
Yeah, come in the camera.
I think you're gonna be a very rich man. It's just not gonna happen as soon as you want it to happen. Okay. No, I know. I already know. Yeah. It's not gonna. Now, what happened in 2012? Let me try to reverse engineer it. Did you have trouble with the police? Did you have trouble with the government? Is that what it was?
My brother passed away.
Well, see, here's the problem. You want to bring events up like your brother?
Yeah.
On his birthday, not yours. That, no matter how much that affected you, my friend, that affected him a lot more. So I would have to look at his birthday. What was his birthday?
Let's look at the camera, guys. Let's look at the camera.
1989.
Let's look at the camera.
It was 1989.
I can't do anything without the exact birthday.
And that's what I'm saying. It was the 27th of
How sure? So April 27, 1989. Are you sure that's the birthday?
Yeah, April was the 5th, right?
No. April, May is the 5th month.
Yeah, the May. So it's May.
So give me his birth, May 27th, 1989. Okay.
1989?
Okay. Very wise individual. Very vindictive. If someone went after him, he would, he doesn't let shit pass. Very adaptive personality. He changes his mind a lot. Like every 2 seconds, he changes his mind. He learns very quickly, but sometimes he's not consistent. Like like some people are very consistent. He might have like a stroke of genius, but then next day it's not there anymore. Very inconsistent with his actions.
Let's look at the camera.
I would also say that he should have done pretty well with the ladies. He did. See, I know he did. He did well with the ladies. He took a lot of chances in life, my friend. He took a lot of chances in life, and people who have that type of energy, they tend to be risk takers. When you take risks, shit happens. Is this making sense now?
Yeah.
So again, now that I'm talking to you, and you wanted to talk about that's the most, life-changing moment in your life, I understand that, but I need your brother's birthday. And now that you gave me your brother's birthday, now that stuff makes a lot more sense because I gave you his characteristics. He was very funny too. He always liked to joke in a sexual manner too. Right. So always sexual jokes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like so hot.
Yeah.
So again, it doesn't matter who it is, brother. It doesn't matter who it is.
It's all about the numbers.
This is what I do for a living.
Yeah. It's just sometimes these, the future, that's unique.
Amen?
Yeah. What are some things that you never got asked on a podcast before, Gary?
Probably the things that I won't answer. Remember, dude, I run GG33.
Yeah.
And I have 4 levels to it. The entry level is GG33 Academy. People pay me $98 a month. I got about 3,000 people in there. And I'm not the one doing the teaching there. My top students are numerology, astrology, occult, anything, the Kundalini, tarot, anything, even crypto. Anything the 2 guys who were over there yesterday,
crypto guys.
So and again, weren't they good?
Yeah, they were solid.
So again, that's the entry level. I don't make anyone sign non-disclosures for that. People can join. It's $98 a month. Go in and out as you please. It's a very, very good entry level school, and it's probably the biggest occult school in the world. Now, if you want to get to the higher stages, bronze, silver, and gold, well, now that's different. Yeah. Now I got to, at the bronze, silver level, you got to talk to people I trust, and they're going to vet you.
Yeah.
And I don't care how much money you have. If you don't pass the vet process, I ain't taking your money because you ain't getting in.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have fuck you money, but I have a little bit of fuck you money.
So characteristics do you look for though for those people to now prove them to get in?
If you're a whore, probably a tough chance you're not getting in. If you have 4 different kids by 3 different men, you're probably not getting in. If you're a Joe Biden supporter, it's probably going to be issues. If you believe that there's more than 2 genders, that might be a problem. Okay. Yeah. So again, I'm willing to turn down money to hold on to my values, to hold on to what I believe in. Very few people in society are willing to do that. I mean, hell, Andrew Tate, doesn't matter who you are. He accepts you. Just pay his money. He'll let you in. I won't let you in. If you're a transsexual, GG33 isn't for you. Now, I will be very, very blunt. I don't care what your race is. Yeah. I don't care what your religion is.
Yeah.
I do care what your political ideology is. Because if you're a communist, then you don't believe in the same things I believe in. And I don't want to teach my enemy anything. Does that make sense to you?
100%.
So, again, at the end of the day, I think that the problem with capitalism is greed. When you have capitalists in America selling secrets off to the Chinese, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's not that's garbage. We need to have morality in like for instance, I think porn should be banned.
Why do you think porn should be banned?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of men out there who are basically, not looking for women. There are a lot of men out there.
Because of porn.
Yeah, there's a lot of men who do not have a relationship with a woman because they want to fucking masturbate to pornography. Yeah. That prevents families from coming together. That prevents kids from being born this doesn't help society in any way whatsoever. This shit needs to be banned. But then the capitalists are coming to me like, it's capitalism. Yeah, I get it. It is capitalism. But
how do you think we reprogram people from?
This is the problem. The communists have always said, the capitalists will sell me the rope I hang them with. Oh, wow. They always said that because people are greedy. So we need to eliminate that greed in society.
Yeah.
And you do that by instilling morality and by instilling a nuclear family.
Yeah.
You need a woman, you need a man to raise kids.
Yeah.
You also need one of those two to stay at home. Traditionally, it's always going to be
the woman.
The woman. Why? Because the woman is more empathetic. The woman has more emotional. And that's something that kids need to be programmed with at a young age. Because if there's, let's flip the script. Let's say all of these people are only raised by men. Yeah. And there's going to be no women. Only single father households. These kids aren't going to have any empathy.
Yeah.
These kids are basically not going to feel sorry for anyone. It's going to be law of the jungle.
Yeah.
Do you want to live in that society?
No.
No, I don't want to live in that society. So women have a role. But toxic femininity? Ooh. That's a whole different ball.
What do you consider toxic femininity?
A whore who goes around, sleeps with other men, and then has an abortion once every 8, 9, 10 months. So you're basically saying, because you can't keep your legs closed, because you're a lustful fucking slut, you're going to murder babies. That's essentially what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make this abundantly clear to all the women who say it's my body, my choice. You're right. It's your body until you open your legs. Once you open your legs, you're pregnant. It's the baby's body too. You know what the difference is? You know what Charles Barkley is, right?
Yeah, I know Charles Barkley.
He always talks about being the bus driver.
Yeah.
So the pregnant woman, she's the bus driver.
Yeah.
And the kid is in the back. And the bus driver decides what they're going, but it's not just the bus driver's vehicle. It's the people in there too.
Yeah.
That's what people need to fucking realize. But I mean, hell, women take no accountability in this world. I mean, hell, man, a woman, that's the problem in society. Yeah. Women take no accountability for nothing. You have a woman who will lie and say, that's your child. She'll take him to court, strip him for about 100, 150K, and then they'll take a DNA test and they prove the child's not his. You can't do anything to sue her back. Yeah. You can't do anything. It's over. There's no recourse for the female. So again, women believe in accountability about as much as Joe Biden believes in the truth.
Yeah.
So, we got issues here.
Wow. So all right, Zach, you got any question? Look at this.
Yeah, can you the numbers,
So we talked about the angel numbers already.
Yeah, we already did that.
We did the angel numbers. What's another good question?
I see with numerology, once you ever.
The number just represents the energy.
Yeah.
That's it. The number isn't any magical force itself. It just represents the energy behind it.
Hey.
Gotcha.
Sick.
But when it comes to something that's abstract.
Well, yes. Well, they do have a negative and a positive characteristics like human beings do. You want to brought about 666. What does 666 mean? A lot of people don't understand. It's not the number of the devil. It's the number of time itself.
Yeah.
There's 60 seconds in a minute. 6 plus 0 is 6. 60 minutes an hour. 6 plus 0 is 6. 24 hours in a day. 2 plus 4 is 6. There's your 666. It's time itself. So again, there's an old saying, time is the greatest teacher. Unfortunately, it kills all its pupils.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's your 666, man. Time itself, and it's taking out souls when it's time to fucking put them to rest. That's why they say 6 feet under.
Wow.
Now that's a good clip right there.
Yeah. So what's another question?
Okay, so when it comes to body or your relationships in business,
You could tell right away this man's about his money, because most people would be like, when they find a relationship for a woman, nah, you don't give a fuck. He wants to know about that bag. Go ahead, brother.
so in business, I've seen you build teams of certain purposes of having, that synergy.
Yes. 100%. As a matter of fact, this is the year of the cat. I've empowered so many cats in my organization. I've never done that before. I literally have 10 cats working for me, where last year I had 0. So again, yeah, you best believe I'm going with that energy. Next year,
cats?
Because it's the cat year, and they're going to come up in the cat year. Just like I learned numerology in the snake year, and I'm a snake. Just like Kanye West is a snake, and he got his big break with Jay-Z in the Blueprint in 2001, a snake year. Just like Tom Brady's born in the year of the snake, and Drew Bledsoe got injured, and all of a sudden Tom Brady gets his opportunity in the snake year and wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Boom. It's all about doing your things in your own
So you
year.
feel like every year you should fire your employees and
No. That's a little extreme. What I mean is, if you have 100 people in your team,
yeah,
you empower certain people based in certain years.
Okay, because that's their strength.
Like next year, I'm going to empower dragons, and the dragons in my organization already know it.
So you said rats and dragon are kind of similar?
They're in the same trine.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Monkey, rat, and dragon are in the same triangle. That's why they call it triad.
Okay.
So every sign has 2 friends. The rat actually has 3 friends, the ox. So you're one of the few that has 3, not 2.
Wow. So what is... Say that again?
1991? No, that's goat. You're a goat. Both of you guys are goats.
Yeah.
There you go.
Biggest.
Okay, so, all right, Zach, you got any more questions?
When it comes to essentially structuring,
Yeah. What is the best time to launch?
not only the date of formation, but also the launch on days that were.
So yes, but here's the thing. I don't release all my trade secrets, so not all 28s are the same. There's some 28s that are more effective and with different months energies in front of it than others. Also, people have, just like they have good years, they have bad months. So some months ain't going to work for people as well. So it's not just as easy as, I'm just going to open it on the 28th. Some 28s work, some don't. Then you based off your energy. If people do it by themselves without having a professional like me or someone in GG33, they might fuck it up. They might get it right because I put up a lot of good information out there, but they might fuck it up. And that's why I encourage people to reach out to my students. Not me, because, I'm an expensive whore at this point. No, most
How
people
much you
can't
charge
afford.
people for your time?
About $1,000 to $2,000, depending on,
That's your basic course.
No. That's to talk to me for about 45 minutes. Okay. For my basic course, $98 a month, and it goes. My bronze class is $39.95, silver is $6,200, and gold is pretty much almost $22,000.
When are you doing your next mastermind event?
I had one actually I don't really have to because I have a forum and I have all the video classes and all the stuff in there. But I do one twice a year.
How intensive are you training?
I can teach anyone to do this. Anyone.
So your trainings are normally like
no, I've done it. No, people can learn this shit, and it's honestly learning the information is one thing, applying is another. The application takes time. Learning this stuff 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Wow.
2 weeks. I've dumbed this down to anyone.
Wow.
Like I've really dumbed this down, man. I mean, when it came down to this, I saw what my so-called competitors were doing, how they failed, and I made sure not to repeat their mistakes. One thing I will tell you is, being the top guy in the world at my field, you see a lot of fraud. So like, there's people who are pretending to be me on IG, on Twitter, to hustle people out of money. Guys.
There's a lot of fake pages out there, guys.
Listen to me carefully. I will never go in your emails asking you for money.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to repeat this.
You never DM.
I will never DM you asking for money. Now, if you ask me for a service, I might give you a price, but you have to DM me first. Yeah. I do not. Are you out your fucking mind thinking I'm going to fucking ask someone for $1,000 for a reading? I ask them. No, I have such a demand. I can't keep up for it myself. That's why I have fucking 30 students working for me doing readings as well. By the way, you can talk to them for about $188. Much cheaper.
So, as a question, if somebody needs use the basic now, like there's people.
Go on Twitter, put in hashtag GG33. Go on Instagram, put in hashtag GG33. Go on TikTok, put in hashtag GG33, GG33 Academy. Gary Numbers got plenty of free information there. And again, the free stuff I gave, the very basics, the very, very basics, I gave them. And why is that important? Because even the basics were wrong with all these other numerologists. At least I gave them the basics right. I gatekeep, brother. There's no doubt I gatekeep, but I don't lie to people. Okay? Some people lie. Now, I did put up a PSYOP once. Yeah. In 2019, my account got suspended, and people thought, I'm done. They're going for the kill. All the enemies are circling around like fucking vultures, and they thinking, this is the end of Gary. So, people were thinking my information's gonna leak. I make people sign non-disclosures. They fucking leak my shit. It's gonna be very expensive. So no one does it, but people thought they would. So what I did was I created a PSYOP. I created basically a bunch of big lies with little truths. Yeah. And I put it all over the internet. Not all over where people could find it, but if people were trying to find dirt on me, I make sure they find this shit. So what happened was these trolls found my information. They think it's real. They found the PSYOP. They think it's real instead of 8 being the number of wealth, 4 is the number of halal, a whole bunch of bullshit, right? Yeah. And it's to the point that the PSYOP works so well that these idiots on TikTok who basically learned the shit from me and then fucking took my PSYOP are now selling the PSYOP as my real information. Wow. I'm not fucking kidding you. And then they're lying, trying to say, this guy doesn't know what I'm talking about. So imagine these dumb people took my PSYOP, now believe the PSYOP like it's the gospel, and think I'm fucking lying. Yeah. So
that's what happened to a lot of people that you train and stuff like that. Sometimes become your enemy.
I've been pretty good with that. I've been good. I've had like 3,000 students. I think about maybe 6 have betrayed me.
Oh, 6 of them?
6 out of 3,000. Yeah. And by the way, if you betray me, I'll get rid of your IG. Yeah. I'll get rid of your YouTube. The only one I have issues with is Twitter, but I'll find someone for Twitter too. I will get rid of your social media. You're not making a fucking bag off me, betraying me, and then think you're going to still make a bag. I've literally destroyed people. People have tried that shit with me. They've tried that shit with me, and they went from making $100,000 a year to making 30.
Wow.
So I've got people's PayPal.
What are some things they try to betray you on?
Well, for instance, if you sign a non-disclosure with me, understand that if you don't agree with terms, I don't need your money. So if you agree to terms and you give me the money, don't bitch to me in 2 years about what the terms are. The terms are very simple. I will teach you the codes of the matrix, but you have to abide by certain rules. You can't teach people what I teach you. You can't compete against me. Why the fuck would I teach you how to do this shit if you're going to compete against me and then undercut me?
That makes no sense.
Exactly. I'm a fucking capitalist. Okay? There's no bullshit here. I'm not some fucking bitch out here saying, kumbaya, Mercury retrograde, everything's one. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, we good.
We good, man. I'm over here talking. We always good.
We getting hella. It's good. All right, let's get some more questions in. We talked about business. So we talked about the launch of your product. Mm-hmm. And you say the best time to launch your product is when?
I mean, for most people by default, it'll be an 8 or a 28. but not everyone can use those numbers. That's why you need a professional.
Yeah, you need to get that concept.
Person.
Numbers or make a decision.
There's a lot. You got to know what the numbers stand for.
Yeah.
And not just the numbers I've explained about you, because everyone always asks me about themselves. There's a lot of different numbers without different people. I wouldn't talk to you about you. You don't know about that. But listen, you have to put in the work. It's like anything else.
Yeah.
Put in work. Put in work.
Which woman birthdays are the worst woman?
May 25th.
May 25th.
Women born on May 25th. They are banned from GG33.
Why May 25th?
I'll tell you why.
So why May 25th?
There's a couple reasons. Number one, the craziest bitch I ever had to throw out at GG33 was born May 25th. But that's not enough.
Yeah.
That's one person experience. I remember one day I did a reading. It was 2015. And I talked to 4 different men from 4 different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Australia, Africa, Brazil, and America. I'll never forget this day. And every single one of those guys said they were getting a divorce from someone born May 25th.
Wow.
I'm like, wait a second. 4 different people paid me for readings, and they're all getting divorced or breaking up with the May 25th. And this is at the time when I was considering throwing the May 25th person out of my group.
Yeah.
After that day, no question, whatever repercussions happened, she's out. And she was going after me for years, making up false police reports, all sorts of shit, man. I hope you fucking died, you bitch.
So what do you think? So what do you think? Cause
painful death too.
So most people would say, Gary, you come from anger. What would you say made you so angry?
Anger? No.
Like, you know?
I'm passionate about what I believe in.
Yeah.
Anger, listen, brother, I'm over here joking and laughing with you half the time.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with anger. Yeah. It has to do with keeping it real. Mm-hmm. Okay? You want someone who's going to be fake to you and dance like a fucking clown? That's great. Maybe that's the type of entertainment you want.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to fucking tell you exactly what I think. And if, I call a woman a whore and you're a woman and you're not a whore, why is that word affecting you?
Yeah.
It shouldn't, because I think women should be cherished.
Yeah.
Women should be protected.
Yeah,
whores should be kicked to the fucking streets.
How long have you and
20
your wife
years.
been together?
20 years.
So you and your wife been together for 20
years.
How many kids you guys have?
2.
What made you marry her?
Her right birthday.
What was her birthday?
She doesn't like me giving that out.
Oh. What sign?
She's a rooster in 1981. And that's the most compatible for me, born in the year of the snake. Snakes and roosters are the best together from their triad.
So you feel like compatibility, because sometimes you may not be compatible with somebody, and it's still.
Well, sometimes the astrology is compatible, and the numerology is. Sometimes the numerology is compatible, and the astrology is. I personally know that the numerology supersedes astrology.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there are people I'm friends with who are my enemy sign, but they got the right numbers.
Well, so what are the best people? What are the best employees to hire?
People who are 4s. If people were born on 4th, 13th, and 31st, because they're going to work their asses off. Or people who are 4 life paths. They work hard. They work extremely hard. People who are 4s. My man over there, he's a 4. Is he a hardworking man?
Very hardworking man.
There you go. So those are the people you want to hire, because you know they're going to put in the work. Don't want to hire certain people because, they might be drug addicts. Don't want to hire certain people because they might steal from you.
Yeah.
Don't want to hire certain people because, I remember there's a story of this one influencer. He came in from overseas.
What was the influencer?
I don't want to put this thing about there, man. You always try to get me in trouble, man. I'll tell you off camera. This influencer came from overseas and he signed a contract with this fitness organization. And the guy who brought him over there, he let him stay at his house.
Yeah.
This guy ended up fucking his girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
So a guy brings you overseas, gives you a big contract, to be an influencer makes you, and then you fuck his girl, and then you wonder why he cuts you, and financials got a little bit harder after that.
Wow.
Dude made a dumb decision.
That was a dumb decision.
Dumb motherfucker. Yeah, that you can learn a lot from Jews. Jews always make sure they don't shit where they live. Always make sure they're telling you to do certain things that they won't do.
Who's the most influential Jews you look up to?
I'm not sure that's the correct question. I'm not sure Jews are, that powerful. I think the Zionists are the powerful ones. If you look at Nazi, the word Nazi.
Yeah, Nazi.
That came from two words. The first word it came from was National Socialism. Okay. That was Hitler's party. It was called the National Socialist Party. Yeah. The first two words are N-A. The people who funded the National Socialist Party in the secret agreement were the Zionists. Yeah. First word, Z-I. Yeah. N-A-Z-I, Nazi. Yeah. So again, when it comes down to it, it was the Zionists who were actually funding Hitler, and Hitler was killing the Jews. So basically, when it comes down to it, the Zionists were funding the killing of Jews. Yeah. How you like me now, ADL? Yeah, I'm not. You know what? You might not want to put that part on YouTube. Yeah, you might want to cut that out. You might want to cut that out. I want to cost you your account, bro. Because I wouldn't even say this on my account, so I'm not gonna do it. You might want to cut that shit out about Jews, ADL. Yeah, put that shit out at Twitter. Twitter, you're good. Twitter, you're good. Yeah. Twitter, you're good. I don't care if I'm called an anti-Semite, because I'm
TikTok too.
Depends. Yeah. Depends. I mean, open up a burner account, put it on, see how it does.
Yeah, facts. Mm-hmm. So let's look at some really good numerology people out there that went viral. Numerologist.
I'm the only numerologist ever went viral. But I will have my students who I train who will go viral as well, as we talked about. Hey, this year. Next year, political. Yep.
So how does numerology affect the law of attraction?
One and the same.
Explain.
Well, if you're a 28 life path and 27 are wealth, then you're going to attract money because you have the energy. If you are a 5 life path and you're an extremely good looking woman because you're a 5, you're going to attract the male attention you want.
Okay. So a lot of people out there, when they believe in law of attraction, they feel like law of attraction.
Well, the real question people should be asking themselves is not if the law of attraction is real. Of course it's real.
Yeah.
The real question they should be asking themselves is, why did the elite give you this knowledge? Why would the people in positions of power who want to keep you down, why would they give you this knowledge? That's the real question.
That's true.
Why?
And it's like now they're giving all the knowledge out.
Why?
Say empower the people?
No.
Why do
they don't want to? I'm asking you. I'll answer in a second. Why would you think people are giving people essentially magic rituals?
I would just feel like to empower people. No. Because the only way...
Why would the elite want to empower people who they consider slaves?
Because the better a person becomes, the more money they make.
The better a person becomes, the more problematic they get to control them. The more educated the person becomes, it's more difficult to control that person as a government. That's why you want these people docile. That's why you want these people on drugs. Yeah. That's why you want these people not knowing anything about history.
Wow.
So, I'll ask you again.
Yeah.
Why would the elite release something like the law of attraction? To hurt people.
Why to hurt people?
Because that's what these fuckers do. They always do things hidden in plain sight. So, here's the thing. There's one thing more powerful than the law of attraction.
What's that?
The law of opposites. The law of opposites, that's why you have the yin-yang.
Yeah.
As the black and have the white. They're complete opposites.
Wow.
So law of opposites is yin-yang.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? True. So that, you ever hear in the Bible they say saints create sinners?
Yeah.
Well, think about that. The law of attraction, saints create sinners. So if by using the law of attraction, you are becoming a saint and you are helping people spread good energy.
Yeah.
That means the yin yang means someone out there is going to be doing the complete opposite. Yeah. Now, do you understand why they released the law of attraction? They wanted you to fucking fuel more negativity in the world. By you doing good things, the law of attraction is going to make sure that someone does bad things. Yeah. So that's why they wanted you guys to do good things, because they know you guys manifest wealth for yourself. Yeah. Poverty is coming for someone else.
Wow.
Law of opposites, my friend. Again, question everything they give you. They gave you some knowledge. They gave you some secrets. Why would they do that? To hurt.
The opposite.
To hurt everyone as a whole.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
What about AI?
It's going to put a lot of people out of jobs. It's going to lead to communism. If you have a whole bunch of people who are being put out of work by computers, well, that means these people aren't having income anymore. And then when we have such disparity, when so many people don't have work, that means you either have war or you fucking give them handouts. Yeah. They don't want war. They're going to give them handouts. So I believe the AI is going to lead to socialism and communism.
Wow. Yes, AI is definitely taking over the industry.
I think AI should be shut down to the point where, like, the next step is, like, Tesla wants to have semi-trucks that drive themselves. You can't put the truck drivers out of business. Wow. You're literally talking about putting almost 1 million people out of business. What's going to happen when you put those 1 million people out of business? Yes, you might get...
They're going to adapt to it. Don't you think the world is going to a different world? Don't you feel like, don't you believe in the superistic world?
That happened back in the day where, okay, you used to have, what's a good example? You used to have Motorola, a flip phone. And then the smartphones came out, made it better, but the flip phone, that's it. All the people who used to work there died, but that's okay because new people got their jobs. Yeah. When you have AI doing everything, there's no jobs anymore. That's true. I'll give you an example.
Give us an example. But if AI is doing everything for people, it creates more opportunity for people to leverage the AI tool to create more opportunity.
To create more opportunities for the few. The few. You can't have AI fucking doing all the work, bro. You can't have people in society not working. You just can't have... The roads need to be fixed. What's that going to be done by AI? People, shit has to get done. You go to your sandwich. What's
not now, but don't you think like in
that's
like 20
the problem.
Years?
So everyone's out of work.
Everyone, but I feel like everyone will adapt because.
So what? How are they going to make? How are they going to make more money?
We don't know. The future is unknown. No. I feel so. If they check it out, Gary. Mm-hmm. So if they as they grow, right? Mm-hmm. Look at us today. Mm-hmm. We're here, millionaires. Mm-hmm. Years ago, we wasn't in the situation we're in today.
You're right.
Right? So obviously, as AI,
that's because no. That's because people were replacing people. It's okay when people replace people. When you have computers replacing people, that means that person doesn't have a new job. Say there's 100 million jobs in America. Just putting out a number, okay? Yeah. Let's say AI replaces 20 million of those jobs. Yeah. There's new jobs that are not being created. So you don't have 20 million people lost their jobs are going to find new jobs. You have 20 million people lost their jobs, and there's no jobs for them to fill. So what happens is these people are either going to start going into criminality. Yeah. They're going to start robbing, stealing, and raping, doing what poor people do when they have no outlook. Because that's the government's job. The government's job is not to give people money. The government's job is to provide enough opportunity where people can go out there and earn their own money. If you have AI out there, that's not going to happen. It's eventually going to take away everyone's job. And then what happens is they're going to give everyone a universal basic income. Wow. So that means the computers are doing all the work, and they're going to give people a measly amount to make sure they don't revolt, to make sure they don't kill and loot. Just enough scraps for these people to survive. And what you have is capitalism dying because the people at the top are going to go like this. The people at the bottom are going to go like this. And this middle class is going to be gone. When you don't have a middle class in capitalism, done. Society's done. Let me explain how.
Why is society done if you don't have a middle class?
Well, because you need a vibrant middle class to basically be the economic engine. Because there's not enough rich people to fucking fuel this. I mean, it might feel like that here in Miami, but there's not enough rich people in the world to fuel this economy. Poor people don't have any money. So it's only the middle class. The middle class, the small businesses, all that, they're the driving force of the economic engine.
Yeah.
Let me give you one example. Slavery.
Yeah.
When you had the North versus the South, most people think that was about freeing the black man. It was not.
What was it
about? Nothing about. It was about the fact that you cannot have a real economy with slave labor. I'll give you an example. In the North, you had machines, you had the factories, you had capitalism. In the South, you had slave labor. So let me give you an example. I'm a white folk, you're a black guy, and we do have black plantation owners back in those days too.
Yeah.
And you go up to the city and you're like, listen, my slaves here will fucking fix this shit for $1,000. Yeah. People who earn a living, they need to pay their pay for the mortgage, do everything that you do to basically live. Yeah. Well, they need a living wage. Slavery prevents people from paying that living wage. Wow. So 95% of white folks were fucking broke as fuck in the South for slavery. So you can't have a real economy with slave labor because it prevents most people from getting jobs. So that's why they fucking went to war and just basically killed a whole bunch of people so they can have capitalism. It wasn't to free the slaves. They didn't give a damn about that. Don't listen to anything they tell you. Yeah. What they cared about was creating capitalism. Now, see, here's where history comes in. If you know that in 1860 slavery ended in America, but then you go to Russia and you find out 1861, they ended serfdom. So even those white folks in Russia stopped becoming slaves in the 1860s. So what that means is there's a hidden hand. There's a hidden hand controlling that. Hand is? Rothschilds, most likely, but there's a hidden hand that told the people in Russia and the people in America, this has to go. Yeah. We can't have this anymore. Yeah. That's how you know there's a hidden hand. Just like you knew with COVID. Wow. How'd you know with COVID was it was a hidden hand? Because in America, capitalistic society, in Canada, socialistic society, in Russia, a mob government society, in China, a dictatorship, communism, they all fucking told you to take that vax, and they all told you to wear those masks. So it didn't matter what the fuck the system was, they all told you to do the same thing. Hidden hand. Wow. Hidden hand. Just to put this out there, I know I'm going to change subjects for a little bit, but I want, people to know this. Racism isn't as bad as people think it is.
What do you mean by that?
Well, even back in the 1800s, it wasn't that bad. I'll give you an example. The black man got the right to vote in 1860. 1860, black men in America had the legal right to vote. They didn't give their own women the right to vote till 1920. So again,
so the black man didn't get the woman.
The black man had the right to vote before the white woman by 60 years. I want you to think about this. White men who were racist as hell. They were racist as hell in the 1860s, okay? Yeah. They still had more respect for people they thought were 3/5 of a person. It's in the Constitution. 3/5 of a person. They had more respect for black people who they thought were 3/5 of a person than they did for their own fucking women. Wow. I mean, why am I the only one who has to bring this shit up? Yeah. Why are other people talking about this? So obviously, even the racist white landowners in the 1800s knew men were always above women. Wow. Think about that. And by the way, COVID-19 was not the worst 19.
What was worse?
19th Amendment.
Why you said the 19th Amendment?
Women's right to vote.
Why? So you said women right to vote
Was the worst thing that ever happened in this country.
Why is that?
Because when you have the women's right to vote, what happens is when a man has money, he starts thinking about, how do I take care of my wife?
Yeah.
How do I take care of my kids?
Yeah.
When a woman has money, yo, girl, I'm independent. I don't need no man. You understand?
Yeah.
That is the different mindset. That is the different mindset. That is the different mindset. I'm keeping it real, though. That is a different mindset. That is the different mindset. So that's why people have to understand there's a difference.
That's true.
Okay.
So then with most women, because
women are more emotional than men. Now there are some men who are more emotional than women.
I think Junior's on his way too.
Let him come by. Right, now there are some men who are more emotional than women, but they've usually been raised by single mothers. Okay. Now let's go back to the women's right to vote thing.
Yeah.
Women.
Yo, Junior, we're here on the set.
Where you at?
I sent you the address.
Don't say it online. We're live right now.
We're on live.
I'll literally come right now, bro.
All right, I sent you the address. Check your Instagram or text me right now.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Interesting.
Live right now?
We're live right now. he said fuck Logan Paul.
Yeah. We already did that part. We already did that part.
All right, I'm coming, bro. I'll be on the way.
All right, Junior, all right.